So our first presenter is Susan Chamberlin. So Susan started her career practicing and teaching law and then joined the Cato Institute as their Director of Government Affairs. We're very fortunate at Booth to count her as both one of our colleagues as well as one of our alumni. She received her MBA from Booth in 2013. And the best way I can think of describing Susan is as a thrill seeker. Adventures in sailing, climbing mountains, and she spent 9 years as a trustee with the National Outdoor Leadership School, which is a leading provider of leadership and outdoor skills offered in a classroom through extended wilderness expedition. So we're excited to have her with us tonight, and she's going to share some of her adventures with us. So, Susan?
Thank you. I have non-digital visual aids too. How am I doing sound-wise? All right, thank you, Susan. My name is Susan Chamberlin, and extended wilderness expeditions is my outside of work passion. I brought you some pictures from one of my favorite trips, which I probably would have brought no matter what the subject was, because it's something I like to talk about a lot. This is me in Alaska on the Noatak River, where I went with 7 other wonderful people. We met in Fairbanks, Alaska, and then took 2 planes that look like this, just to give you an indication of how far north we were. We were well above the Arctic Circle. We put together the collapsible canoes that we brought in on these planes, packed them up, checked the maps, headed down the river. Just to give you a sense of the perspective and the remoteness there, that's one of our camps. We always honor the local religious traditions there. Prepare for the weather, sort the food, cook good food, lots of good food. We hiked one day. This is a view from the top of one of the summits. Little product placement for REI camp spoons, I think. A rain dance that didn't work or else did work, however you want to look at it. And then that's just one of my favorite shots. I feel like I could sit down now, right? Because you're inspired and that's wonderful. But that's what I do. As Susan said, the organization I do it with is called the National Outdoor Leadership School. I don't know if that's totally in focus. And we teach leadership by teaching leadership in the outdoors, or outdoor leadership. Never really sure which that is. I have been lucky enough to spend 26 weeks in the field. And in that time, I have obviously studied our leadership curriculum, and then in my professional life, made comparisons and contrasts. And there's lots of good reasons that leadership is well taught in the wilderness. And most of them have to do with the fact that out there the stakes are high because it's dangerous, there's a lot of risk management, and because you're in close quarters. You are eating and sleeping and washing and taking care of blisters and writing in your journal, all really close with other people. So moments of leadership growth are frequent in the wilderness. But there's one in particular that I want to talk to tonight because it's something that outdoor leaders know explicitly, and front country, as we call it, front country leaders would do good to be mindful of. And it has to do with the explicit interdependence that takes place on an expedition. Because it doesn't matter if you're the course leader and you've been in the field for over 400 weeks, or this is your first night sleeping out under the stars. There's an interdependency there, again, because the stakes are so high and because it is a risk management situation. Like any good leadership school, we have a curriculum, and we have our 7 skills that a holistic good leader should have. The 2 that every Knowles graduate remembers and takes with them for the rest of their lives are, 1, tolerance for adversity and uncertainty, and the other one is expedition behavior. And that is a term, actually, are there any Knowles alumni in the audience tonight? Okay, because if there were, when I said expedition behavior, that person and I would share this common, profound, robust, meaningful exchange, because expedition behavior is a very Knowles term, and every Knowles person longs to be able to use the term expedition behavior at work, in their family, at their clubs, because it embodies this interdependence, and we call it EB for short at Knowles, and you can say, oh, that's good EB or that's bad EB, but it basically boils down to, I need you to be a good team player, and I need you to take care of yourself, because I need you. We are interdependent out here. And that is something that I think in the front country, leaders would be better leaders if they were fully cognizant of that and if they treated their team members that way. In fact, I would even say, even if you don't feel that way towards your team members, treat them that way anyway. People react better if they know that you need them and you need them to bring their A game. We, of course, have our official textbook definition of expedition behavior, but also we've developed sort of an unofficial definition. We call it the finer points of expedition behavior, and there's 10 rules of expedition behavior, and it starts out with 1, get the hell out of the tent in the morning, learn to cook at least one meal really well. It puts in context this concept of, I need you to take care of yourself and I need you to bring your A game. And the finer point of expedition behavior, the second most important one is don't get sunburned. And so that's why I brought my little prop right there. And the reason that I like that rule so much is because it embodies both take care of yourself and be competent. So be competent. Only a rookie, only an inexperienced outdoors person lets themselves get sunburned out there because it's really dangerous. And if you get sunburned out there, you're not going to be on your A game and you're going to bring us all down. And you have to take care of yourself because if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to bring us all down. So I like don't get sunburned because it says be competent and take care of yourself. So my message to you from the backcountry, to your life and my life in the front country is if this were my office and that were my desk, then I would have the army size sunscreen thing pumped right there for 2 reasons. 1, I want it to be a message to myself. I want to remember that the people that work for me are value contributing resources that I need to be comfortable with needing them. I need to be secure in that. I need to relish that, and they need to feel that. So it's a message to me to remember that, but it's also a message to them. I want them to walk in my office and go, Susan Chamberlin wants to know if I'm taking care of myself. She wants to know, am I conscious of how's my health? Am I treating my body well? Am I staying in good shape? Am I letting work possibly blow up my marriage? I hope not. What about my spiritual life? I want that person to walk in and say, I need to take care of myself because Susan needs me. So that's my insight from backcountry leadership for front country leadership. Thank you.